Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode number 121. It is a Sunday, and today I'm wearing my Western Illinois hoodie. Now, I typically don't wear this hoodie if I want to be productive because it's so light and comfortable. Um, this is Western Illinois Leathernecks, my alma mater. I worked in the athletics department there for 3 years, traveled with football and basketball. And these were the road, basically pajamas, I guess, for the team for basketball in, I think, 2013, 2014, or 2012, 2013, one of those years, about 10 years ago. Um, so I was given some swag, and these were some of the most comfortable sweatpants with our logo, our hoodie with our logo, and just to lounge around at the hotel. When you're in Logan, Utah for 5 days, you need to be comfortable. So still wear this. It's something that I typically only wear in the winter when I'm laying on the couch because I just kind of sink into this. Oh, these are so comfortable. You just want to lay on the couch and by the fireplace and watch Christmas movies. Very comfortable. So today I want to talk about Leaf Ultimate Draft, mail, and wrestling magazine. So I talked about wrestling magazines yesterday pretty in depth. So I'll cut that short today, but I did want to show off one wrestling magazine that arrived yesterday, Pro Wrestling Illustrated. I'm collecting the run from 1979 to present. This is from 1980. That is Andre the Giant. When I opened this package up yesterday, my wife was in the kitchen and she saw the magazine on the counter and said, "That's Andre the Giant." And I was shocked because she hates wrestling. So she doesn't really care for most sports. So she doesn't really watch them. And typically if we have TV on in the background, she wants it to be comedy or, Big Bang Theory, Schitt's Creek to that extent. But I do watch, some sports upstairs when she's in the room, but wrestling is off limits. So I have to come down here to the basement to watch wrestling. So I was very surprised that she knew Andre the Giant, and that Zach is with us. Yes, she had to know him from Princess Bride. That's exactly when I looked at her shocked. I said, "How do you know Andre the Giant?" And she goes, "Duh, Princess Bride." So yeah, it was exactly that is why she knew Andre the Giant. And how about this from 1980 on the back cover? That is Hulk Hogan. I think he had just joined the World Wrestling Federation in this issue because he was in AWA for a while, and then he went to WWF for a brief time around like 79, 80, and then he went back to the AWA for a couple years and then returned to the WWF in I think 1983. So that was cool. I was just kind of flipping through. Didn't really read too much of the articles, but that was fun. Now, I do have this. This is from I believe, and from Minnesota, and I don't know if it's Johan or Joanne. I'm good with name pronunciations, but I'm not with this one. So it's either Johan or Joanne. So I apologize. From Minnesota. So I will open that. The other Cubs package I received was 2020 Leaf Ultimate Draft. Talked about this, and I did go through it yesterday in yesterday's episode. So I'll save you the talk on the break itself. But the cards arrived, and I'll show off the number one hit, first round draft pick, Ed Howard, hometown boy from Chicago, Cubs first round draft pick. I am disappointed. I tweeted this earlier this morning. Check out KBO Collections on YouTube. He's on Twitter at KBO Collections. And he does the Hobby Drive. I think he does it every day. And he drives and talks about things in the hobby, just what I do here. Just kind of talks about things that come to mind. And one thing that he talked about this week was card backs, and that's something we do take for granted. I used to study card backs when I was a kid, and I would amaze my friends with my knowledge. And it continues today. We were talking Thanksgiving dinner about all of the trivial knowledge that I know, and I can't put together a IKEA bookshelf. Um, but I was gifted with a steel trap of a memory for stupid trivia, and a lot of that originated from reading trivial biographies and statistics on the back of trading cards as a kid. So I was disappointed. I was looking forward to reading some card backs after watching KBO's video. The back, just nothing. No stats, no bio. Simply says you have received an autographed card from 2020 Leaf Ultimate Draft Baseball. On the front of this card is an authentic autograph of Ed Howard. The authenticity of this autograph guaranteed by Leaf Trading Cards. We hope you enjoy your piece of history. Blah. Nothing about Ed Howard. Doesn't even say he was drafted by his hometown team. I was disappointed in Leaf cardbacks. However, the front makes up for it because I'm more concerned with the front. And as Zach mentioned on Twitter, yes, this is a salute to the 1990 Leaf Gold rookies. So Leaf does a very good job. I love Leaf's designs. I'm in the minority, I believe, in that thought process that Leaf makes some awesome looking baseball cards. So the second hit was, and I think I said yesterday, numbered to 75. It was not numbered to 75, numbered to 50. Brennan Davis, he has become my favorite Cubs prospect, along with Cole Roederer. And Brennan Davis is arguably the top prospect in the Cubs organization, depending on which outlet ranks the prospects. It's usually either Brennan Davis or Braylon Marquez, the pitcher. So I think, just based on the Cubs track record, especially in recent years, I'm going to give the tip of the cap as the number one prospect to a hitter, not a pitcher. So I think Brennan Davis, will be a really good Major League Baseball player. Zach says, you and I are so similar. A lot of my trivial knowledge also from spending 6+ years in radio. All of the show prep services engulfed me with worthless knowledge. And see, Zach, I was also in radio as well. And I'm not sure what prep services you used. I'm trying to think. It's been so long. I moved along from radio to college athletics in 2010, 11. But I used, because I did morning shows for about 8 years, Premiere. I think we used Premiere. I can't remember. We used, we had the AP early in my radio career. Of course, that's more news and news-based. For the random stuff, we used a service called BitExchange. And BitExchange was really cool because they sent you audio as well, and they had a bunch of different categories, and it was basically a barter service. So we would have to air like 8 commercials, like 8 30-second commercial spots during our like 4-hour morning drive show, and then we had to pump them in like elsewhere throughout the day. So I think we had to run like, I don't know, 20 spots a day, but a lot of those we would just throw at like 9 p.m., overnights, and all that. Yeah. Cool Whip commercials, enough to choke a horse. Yeah. Random like national ads through BitExchange that we had to run. BitExchange was one because my morning show co-host, he was big on BitExchange. He really drove the show. And then we used Bill Shatner Priceline ads. We used BitExchange, but then we also used as our news source we moved from AP to Metro Source. So Metro Source was our source for news and sports at the national level. So yeah, very cool. I love talking about my radio because my day job now is not as fun as talking about radio. And the it's a trade-off. The hours sucked. Really early mornings, late nights, travel when I did sports. So now I have basically the office gig with free weekends, nights and weekends, like a cell phone service. But radio was a lot of fun. Perfect for and I was telling my wife's grandma, I was taking her back to her assisted living facility on Thanksgiving night, and I was sharing some of my stories, and I said it was the perfect job for a single guy in his 20s because I made no money. I was never home. And I had a lot of fun. It was perfect. Not as fun. That is correct. Much more lucrative than radio. That is absolutely the case. So Brennan Davis, Ed Howard, and I pulled a Richard Gallardo. Now, he was the number 5 international prospect in 2018, I believe, signed for $1 million as a 16-year-old. So he's only, I think he just turned 19. His birthday, I was looking up his stats for my blog post. Turned 19, I believe, in September, just a couple months ago. And then the final, so Gallardo, very raw, very young. On the more experienced side, Corey Abbott, he'll probably... he'll be in contention for a spot on the major league roster in 2021. This auto for Corey Abbott numbered to 75. Abbott played in 2019 in Double-A, so he would have been in Triple-A Iowa this year. Who knows what the Cubs roster will look like in a few months. So it's quite possible that Corey Abbott could be either a back-end starter, number 5 starter, or in the bullpen, which is more likely in the bullpen. So that was my Leaf Ultimate Draft for Cubs. So I want to open Johannes. I'm just going to say Jay from Minnesota, because I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name right. And I hope there's a note in here, because a lot of times I get packages without a note and just kind of a name. There was actually a white envelope sitting right next to me because I didn't know who it was from. And the sender sent me a private message yesterday, and they're like, "Hey, I hope your envelope arrived from Tennessee." I said, "Yeah, it's actually sitting right next to me. Sorry, I didn't realize it was from you." And so got that squared away. So again, I'm going to put that just in case. One of my goals, and I'm going to talk about this here over the next month as I prepare my goals for 2021 in the hobby. I want to be more organized with my trades, because a lot of times I will get trade packages, I'll count and I'll set aside, and then I get distracted. Things get pushed off. I lose addresses. Happened several times. So I need to focus. And as soon as a trade package comes in, or if I set them in a place, I need to do it all at once so I don't lose track of who's sending. Because oftentimes there's not a note in this, so I'm going to have to go through. Good stuff, though. There's not a note, so I'm going to have to go through, and I kind of remember it might be an email sender. So I'll go through some of my Twitter DMs and my emails to find out. So let's see. From Minnesota, St. Francis, Minnesota, we've got a Yu Darvish Gypsy Queen. Appears to be a purple parallel. So Yu Darvish. And I love that I have a couple more team bags. I've been running low on team bags lately. Next up, it's a Javi. Ooh, look at this. This is, I believe, the first home run medallion from 2015 Topps. Very nice. And that is a new Javi for the collection. And this team bag has a Javi on top. So we've got Topps Heritage Javi Baez base card, couple of Bowman. This is the Javi pack. I like it. Nice. Here's a blue parallel from this is 2020, right? Yeah, 2020. Blue parallel on the 85 insert. Pink refractor. We've got this is the Sepia refractor of Javi. The from 2019, the 84 35th anniversary. Another Javi from Prism. What year is this? 2020. Here's a Diamond Kings. That's a great question, Zach. I don't know how many total, including duplicates, but I was logging them. So my goal at the beginning of 2020 was to actually it changed. I can't remember what my goals were, but purging was a big part, and that's actually it's kind of 2020 is wacky, so things have changed throughout. But at the beginning of the pandemic, when we were in quarantine in lockdown or whatever you call it, back in end of March into April, I had my changing on the fly goal was to organize my Cubs cards. And I began doing that maybe 3 weeks, and I had sorted through probably 200,000 of my Cubs cards, and I had pulled Javi Baez, Chris Bryant, Sandberg, Ernie, Ron Santo, the superstars. I had pulled those and put them in their boxes. Then I began logging my Javi Baez collection on Trading Card Database. And I'm not sure. I wonder if I can check real quick. So I'm not sure when I stopped doing that. And at that point, as I was, I got to log in. When I was doing that, at that time, eBay offered up the 50,000 free listings. So that's when it's not. I'm not sure what my password is. Try this again. So I can't do two things at once, apparently. Shoot. Okay, I'm going to try one more password. Shoot. So I'm going to have to try to find a different. I'd been logging my Javi Baez for a couple weeks, and I had moved into like the top 5 on Trading Card Database for Javi Baez collection. I think I reached number 2. So at that time, and this was back before most of the 2020 sets were released, I was, 300 Javi Baez cards. And those were unique, 300 unique cards, a lot of dupes. I think it's well over 1,000 for sure, including duplicates. Probably, I don't know, 400 uniques, somewhere around there. So definitely more than 1,000. So that is the Javi count. So when eBay started the 50,000 free listings, that's when on the fly I changed up my hobby goals to move basically back to the purge, moving from organization to purging via my eBay store, taking advantage of those additional listings. And now since eBay has kept that up for store subscription, I have 50,000 listings per month. Now I'm just trying to load up, going through all my singles, just loading up the eBay store to purge while I have this time to take advantage of this extra time I have, getting past the 500,000 Cub count. October 1st was huge because then I could set my focus more to selling on eBay and just let the trades just kind of trickle with the trades, as opposed to really pushing my trades to keep that number moving. So So yeah, so that is a long-winded answer to your question. So this Luis Arez, Minnesota Twins, Sapia. So that is not a Cubs card, but I know a good home for it. So I will put that in the trade stack. Here's another hobby. This is the foil, blue foil from opening day. And let's go to this pack. I see a refractor on top of Kris Bryant. There you go. You can see a little bit of the rainbow. Somebody was asking me about how to tell. And actually, this was not refractor. It was silver prism for basketball. I have some silver prisms listed in my eBay store from the first year of Prism basketball, 2012, 2013. And somebody reached out, said, how do you know this is a silver prism? And I said, well, you can see that when the light hits the card, it has a rainbow effect, and you won't get that with a base card. Now, if you're colorblind, I don't know. It's probably going to be really hard to tell. I didn't ask this person. It was through eBay. I didn't ask this person if they were colorblind. But when I kind of showed the differences, they couldn't tell. So I'm wondering if they may be colorblind and not being able to see the rainbows. And then I had a friend of mine who's helping with an auction on the 93 Finest. There is no refractor on the back, where later on Topps would put refractor on the back on most refractor cards, but in the 93 Finest, it is not. And based on the color on those 93 Finest, they're like a green background. It's a little tougher than like the traditional silver background, where you can really see the rainbow pop. So he showed me, I saw a couple pictures. He sent another picture, and I'm like, I don't think that's a refractor. So then he took a short video moving it in the light, and you couldn't see any rainbow tint. I'm like, no, that's not a refractor. So if you see it, this one's a little trickier, but you can kind of see that rainbow on the border. So that is how you can tell a refractor. So here's a Nico Hoerner, big league opening day. Kris Bryant, 87. Sammy Sosa, Diamond Kings. Another Sosa. Oh, I think we do have a note in here. We do. Not sure if you collect the 3 cards inside note. 2 in Cubs uniform, but have Braves as team. Other as a prospect. So what they were referring to is a minor league card of Matt Franco, Winston-Salem Spirits. That does count. I do count Cubs minor league cards. Now this one, Mike Bielecki, it says he's with the Braves. He moved on, but he was still in the Cubs uniform. No airbrushing from 92 Donruss. This does count because he's in a Cubs uniform. I also do count, like in 1989 Topps, Kevin Kaufman was in a Braves uniform, but it does denote now with Cubs. I also count that as a Cubs card. Even though he's in a Braves uniform, it says now with Cubs. I count those now with Cubs cards. And same with Damon Berryhill. Cubs uniform, Braves as the name, I count that as well. So let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 plus 27. So 671, 681, 691, 701, 698. 516,698, I believe. I'll have to double check the math. So 27, because I don't have my current count up here, but I think it's 516,761. And what did I say 27? I can't even remember. So 788. I didn't carry the one, or I did carry the one I wasn't supposed to. So 516,788. I'll have to count again because I did lose track. So, but I think that was 27 total, 23 and 7. So, or 23 and 4. So that is all she wrote for today. So, Oh, update on my Bowman Draft First Edition. So all week long, FedEx tracking has said delivery by end of day Saturday. It had arrived in Chicago, I think Wednesday night, Thursday morning. Some carriers are not moving on Thanksgiving, and I think FedEx was one of them because it did sit in Chicago. And it was still, that was the last update I thought it would say in Madison on Saturday morning. Yesterday morning, it did not. It was still reading Chicago. I checked it again around noon, still saying Chicago. So obviously, probably not going to be delivered Saturday. By last night, it updated from delivery end of day Saturday to pending. But then at like 9 p.m. last night, it arrived here in Madison. So the latest update, when I checked this morning, it is on a delivery truck, but it says delivery next business day. I don't know if FedEx runs on Sundays. I know the holidays, it's a little different with various deliveries taking place over the weekend. But I'm not holding out hope that it will, or I'm not, I am holding out hope, but I'm not, holding my breath. I always get those mixed up. I'm not holding my breath. It will be delivered today. I'm expecting a Monday delivery, but I would be very happy if it did deliver today because I really want to rip. I have 2 Ed Howard cards in my collection. I want to add another one, at least one, maybe even a parallel would be fun. So my 20 packs of Bowman Draft First Edition still trekking, and will be delivered today or tomorrow. So hopefully that does finally get delivered. So that is now all for today. I did stop. Did I stop at Target yesterday? I did not. No, I was going to stop at Target yesterday just to see if the vendor stopped in on Saturday to avoid the Black Friday rush. I do have to run a bunch of errands today, so maybe I will pop in just to check and see. So that is all for today. Thanks for tuning in. That direct link to my eBay store is now going to the proper place, 99centcards.com. That's 99centcards.com. 99centcards.com, straight to the eBay store. That 20% off sale runs through this evening. I can't remember what time it ends, but it does end tonight, maybe 8 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. At the earliest, it's 6 p.m. Central time. So if you want to get a great deal, I posted the link last night, had a bunch of sales come through. I sold a few complete sets. They got a great deal because, and I didn't realize this until I started seeing some of my sales come through, it's actually 30% off because now if you do the volume discount still applies to the 20% off. So all items in my eBay store, with the exception of the 99-cent items, are 20% off, automatic. So if you check out a card that was listed at $10, it is now $8 through tonight. Okay, now if you buy 3 or more cards, you get an additional 10% off. So basically 30% off. Now, the volume discount does apply to the 99-cent cards. So you can get those for 89 cents, and then you'll get 30% off anything that's priced higher than 99 cents. So you can take advantage of that. I had somebody buy my 1981 Fleer complete set that was marked down 20%. And then they got an additional 10% because they bought a couple cards. And you can do that just by buying 2 99-cent cards. I talked about that silver prism. I have a Chris Middleton silver prism that the last couple sales were around $300. I have mine priced. I had it priced at $350. I've had some offers come in. The lowest I have offered on that Middleton has been $325, but it's marked down to $280, and you can get another 10% off if you just buy 2 99-cent cards, and you'll save another $26 on on that Middleton Silver, that would get it down to in the 250s, which is a steal. And I kind of hope it doesn't sell, because once basketball season begins, I think it'll be back up in the 350 range. So you can take advantage of that sale. 99centcards.com. 20% off through tonight. Plus, if you buy 3 or more cards, you get an additional 10% off. So that's at 99centcards.com. I did review the 2020 Leaf Ultimate Draft, 1millioncubs.com. Check that out, the 2020 Leaf Ultimate Draft review. You did see the cards in this video, but I kind of go into more detail on these cards and in the players themselves in that blog post, 1millioncubs.com. That's the latest post from this weekend. And check me out on Twitter at 1millioncubs. Thanks for watching. Have a great Sunday.